I'd like to now introduce Dr. David Duggan, Dean of the College of Medicine.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is a great pleasure of mine to welcome all of you to the 2015 White Coat Ceremony for the College of Medicine. I'd like to especially welcome all the parents and siblings and aunts and uncles and friends of our new students. And I'd also like to really welcome the class of 2019. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't begin by thanking some people that have arranged for this. I'd especially like to thank Dr. Julie White and Mr. Chuck Simpson from Student Affairs, and all of the students in the second year class who are paying it forward and helping to support their, please sit down, helping to support their new younger colleagues. So thank you to all of you. Thank you very much. And I'd also like to thank the medical alumni, we'll hear from them a little bit later, and the Onondaga County Medical Society for helping to sponsor this event. We appreciate that very much. Now, medical school is a transformative experience for people, and we chose many years ago to develop this ceremony to welcome students to medical school and to begin that transformation on the best note that we could. So by investing our students with the white coat, we are welcoming them to the profession, letting them know that we are here to help them along the way. The practice of medicine, the teaching of medicine is a team sport, and we're going to introduce some of the people that are key leaders in that team in just a moment. But this is really just a wonderful opportunity to celebrate their success and their anticipated continued success. And we really look forward to working with all these students in the years to come. So there are some people here that I'd like to introduce that are very special, that make the medical school run, and I'd like to ask them to stand so we can appreciate them as we go through the front row of our leaders here. First and foremost, Dr. Gregory Eastwood, Interim President of Upstate Medical University. And next, Dr. Lynn Cleary, Vice President for Academic Affairs. We've already met Haitham Wadi, but didn't he do a great job? From Camillus, a West Genesee product. We have Julie White, Dean of Student Affairs. Dr. Ruth Weinstock, who I'll be introducing a little bit later. Please stand. Ruth. Paul Coe, who is Associate Professor of Emergency Medicine and Interim Associate Dean for Undergraduate Medical Education. Dr. Rajesh Dave, who is Dean of the Clinical Campus in Binghamton. Dr. Bruce Simmons, a member of the class of '79 and President of the Alumni Association. Dr. Dennis Nave, a member of the class of '81 and President of the Onondaga County Medical Society. Dr. Robert Silverman, Professor and Chair of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, and also the Chair of the Canandaigua Learning Community. Next, Dr. Renee Mastad, who is Assistant Professor in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology and the co-chair of the Canandaigua Community. Dr. Lawrence Chin, Professor and Chair of the Department of Neurosurgery and Chair of the Cayuga Learning Community. And I also want to give Dr. Chin some kudos. It was his idea that brought our learning communities to the campus. He's done a terrific job with that, so thank you, Larry. Next is Dr. John Epling, Professor and Chair of the Department of Family Medicine and Chair of the Keuka Learning Community. Dr. Gary Johnson, Professor and Chair of the Department of Emergency Medicine and Chair of the Seneca Learning Community. Dr. Robert Corona, Professor and Chair of the Department of Pathology and Chair of the Skaneateles Learning Community. And Dr. Kashal Nanavati, Director of Integrative Medicine of the Upstate Cancer Center, Assistant Professor in Family Medicine, and he's also co-chair of the Skaneateles Learning Community. So, without further ado, I'd like to move on to our program. We have some very special people that will be addressing you. Again, thank you for coming, and congratulations to our newest medical students. I'd like to now call Dr. Eastwood to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Duggan. It's a pleasure to see all of you. Dr. Duggan and I were having a little conversation. Is this the happiest moment, or is it when we see you go in 4 years? I don't know. I say that a little facetiously because we don't like to see you go, but we know what going from this medical school means. It means a lot to you and a lot to us because we have prepared you well. And it's a wonderful occasion 4 years from now when you graduate. But here we are now at your coming into medical school. And we all know what the School of Medicine is. I usually take these opportunities, particularly when students are new and families are here, to explain what Upstate Medical University is. Sometimes that's not appreciated. And what it is really is a marvelous combination of 2 hospitals, University Hospital downtown and a community hospital up on the hill, and 4 colleges. And the College of Medicine is one of them. The other 3 are nursing, health professions, and graduate studies. And this wonderful combination is committed to education, but also to research and to take care of people. So it's all together under one roof, Upstate Medical University. And what better place to come to learn to be a physician, a medical doctor, than a place that does research on relevant diseases and takes care of people. So that's number one. The second and last matter I'd like to talk with you about is Eastwood's theory of becoming a doctor. You are a doctor right now, okay? Well, you just have to go through 4 years of medical school, and then you have to go through 3 to 7 or 8 years of residency. And then people in the front row know you become a real doctor after maybe 10 or 15 years, right? But you're a doctor right now, and what I mean by that is in a few minutes, you will take an oath, and the essential part of that oath is to say the welfare, or something like this, the welfare of my patient will be my first concern or my main concern. And that is what will drive you for the rest of your life, no matter what you do. And so just whenever you have any sort of second thoughts about things, just think about that. The welfare of my patient will be my first concern, and everything else derives from that. Welcome to Upstate Medical University and the College of Medicine, and I look forward to meeting many of you in person, and I wish you the very best. Thank you. Cool. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Bruce Simmons, who's the president of the Medical Alumni Association. He's also an alumnus of the class of 1979, as is Dr. Duggan. So Dr. Simmons.
Well, good afternoon. Just a few comments that I have, but at first, on behalf of the Medical Alumni Association, both the office and the board, I'd like to welcome you, our new medical students, parents, friends, and all others that come in support of these new students. Over this period, your education will provide you with a foundation that will it will be the foundation for your entire medical career. As Dr. Eastwood mentioned, Dr. Duggan and I were classmates, and our education served us very well over the years. Today we join with the Onondaga County Medical Society to sponsor this event and to welcome you into the medical profession. This begins your second step in becoming a physician. The first step is preparing to get to this point, and I congratulate you on that accomplishment. So you may wonder, what's the Medical Alumni Association doing here on your first day? It seems that, it should be like 4 years from now when we start to ask you for contributions. Well, let me tell you about those contributions. This actually begins a lifelong connection you will have with the Medical Alumni Association. Throughout your time at Upstate, the Medical Alumni Foundation will be here to support you with white coats, with books, with scholarships, as well as money for travel and class events. So you'll see a lot of us. All of this is a result of grateful and generous donations from alumni who embody our slogan of alumni supporting future alumni, which you will be someday. Our Alumni Association is nearly 10,000 strong as far as living alumni are concerned. Some of the parents out in the audience are also alumni of the College of Medicine. And in about a month, you'll see many of our former students, now alumni, coming back to campus for reunion weekend, where they'll visit with old friends and relive some of the memories that you are about to create. Students, we welcome you in our traditions and as our future colleagues. Today, you will receive your first white coat. This coat symbolizes that you're already part of this wonderful profession of healing. Wear it proudly and with honor. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Dennis Nave, Upstate's medical class of 1981, president of the Onondaga County Medical Society, who will say a few words. Please join me in a round of applause and thank him and the Medical Society for their support of this event.
Thank you very much. This is a wonderful day, and I'm very proud to be here. So as the president of the Onondaga County Medical Society, I want to welcome the class of 2019. One thing I will let you all know is that one of you will be a member of the County Medical Society and actually be your class representative. You will sit on the executive board. So the Medical Society is very, very interested in your concerns and what your interests are, and we very much want to hear from you as well. I am from the class of 1981. That was a few years ago. I am younger than Dr. Duggan and Dr. Simmons. Glad to know you guys are from 79. But one of the things I want to reiterate what Dr. Eastwood said was on my first day in medical school was that we were considered doctors from day one, and from this day forward, you're going to get an education, and I think in one of the greatest institutions in the world. Again, I'm sort of biased because I graduated from Upstate. But you're going to learn so much that you have to keep in mind that your learning never stops. You're not going to know everything the day before you graduate any more than the day after. Being a physician, you're going to learn throughout your career. You're going to continue to change and evolve. When I started in medical school, I remember going out into the community, and we used to document medical records on a 3x5 index card. Today, it's on obviously an electronic medical record, and things have advanced quite far. Many of the things that I was taught in medical school turned out to be wrong. It turned out that instead of helping people, I think we were killing people. But again, it's the evolution of medicine. This is what we learn. And this is part of the process of being a physician, that it's an ongoing science, it's an ongoing way of life, and there is no more noble profession than the profession you choose. And if there's anybody's attorneys out there, I apologize. My son's a lawyer, I don't know where he went wrong. But just want to say that, to all of you, you should be so proud of these folks here. It makes me feel good that when the day comes that I'm old and retired, that I've got them to take care of me. And I think it's extremely important that we all support them. And, everybody's here to support you. You've got a great faculty. I've known Dr. Duggan for years, and I think that you're in good hands. And if you ever have any issues, there are people around to hear you. But I think, looking forward, you are the future. You're our future, and the future for everybody here. And I really want to congratulate all of you and congratulate the families for all the support that you provide for them to be here today. And I want to just, again, on behalf of the Onondaga County Medical Society, I want to thank you and say they're very proud to be supportive of this program today. Thank you. And I'll give it back to Dr. Duggan.
Well, it's been our tradition for many years now that we identify a truly outstanding member of the faculty to deliver a welcome to the profession of medicine address to our new students. And this is a challenge because these are some pretty accomplished people. They're very bright. We've selected them not only for their academic achievement, but for their character, their contributions. And to find someone that will really inspire them is a very important thing for us. And I'm delighted to introduce our speaker today because I think that there is nobody that does a better job of setting an example of what a fine physician should be than Ruth Weinstock. Ruth is a graduate of Smith College, where she was admitted to Phi Beta Kappa and Sigma Xi. She received her MD and her PhD degrees from Columbia. She was a member of Alpha Omega Alpha at Columbia. And she's been on the faculty here now for many years. In 1994, she became the chief of the endocrine division. In 1995, she became the founding director of the Joslin Center, which now sees thousands of patients annually and is the largest provider of diabetes care in the region. Despite all of these, these roles, she has also been continuously funded by the federal government, primarily the NIH, for over 25 years. So she embodies it all. Ruth is the person that I call if I have a question about diabetes. If I have a particularly challenging patient, she's the person that people call. She's equally comfortable taking care of a college professor or someone that walks in off the street who's uninsured. She gives them the same kind of care. She studies how diabetes affects not only people's bodies, but their lives, and how we can help people manage their diabetes, which is a lifelong burden. So without further ado, let me introduce Ruth Weinstock for this year's
Well, thank you for that kind introduction. To our new students, welcome to the profession of medicine. It is truly an honor to be asked to address you and your families here today. You're beginning a lifelong journey in medicine and are at the start of building new relationships within our communities. People will be putting their lives and their trust in your hands. It's a humbling and extremely rewarding experience. And being a physician really is a privilege as well as a huge responsibility. Years from now, I'm sure you and your parents, of course, will remember this white coat ceremony and will remember receiving your white coats. But students rarely, if ever, remember what is said in talks such as the one I'm giving today. But if you do remember one thing, I'd like you to remember the word openness. Openness is going to be my theme today, lifelong openness. Openness to learning throughout your careers, acquiring knowledge and new ideas. Openness to your patients' stories, their values and wishes. Openness to new approaches. Openness to changes in healthcare. And openness to discovery. So first, I'd like to carry on from Dr. Nave and talk about openness to forever learning. Because you are at the beginning of your journey in medicine with many facts and skills to be acquired, and we, the faculty, will try to impart on you the knowledge that we think is most important for you as you assume your new roles in medicine. But what we know now, and what you will be taught, is really quite small compared to what there is to know and what will be known during your careers. As you heard, I primarily take care of people with diabetes. When I was in medical school, we had several hours of lectures related to the treatment of diabetes. And of course, it was important for me and the other students to know all about the drugs that were available to treat diabetes at that time. However, you may be interested to know that every single one of those drugs that we were told about, without exception, every one is no longer used. We were taught by a very famous endocrinologist that by the year 2000, the world would run out of insulin, and many people would die as a result. At that time, insulin was extracted from cow and pig pancreases. Recombinant DNA technology, which now allows for the unlimited manufacture of human insulin as well as many other hormones and pharmaceuticals, was not even imagined. So there will be changes. There'll be advances in knowledge and new information. There'll be changes in the approaches of treating old diseases and the appearance of new diseases that now cannot even be imagined. And so you will need to seek new knowledge and be open to change throughout your careers and even contribute to change, but not reflexively accept all changes. For example, not necessarily prescribing the newest drug on the market reflexively, because you need to combine openness with evaluation and critical thinking. Medical students who see patients with me seem surprised to know that I don't know all the answers. I do not necessarily know the best treatment for all my patients because there are still large gaps in our knowledge. We all still have a lot to learn, and we all need to keep our minds open for the clues that will help us attain that knowledge and be willing to change treatment approaches when the current approach is not working. This may mean changing medications or their mode of delivery or involving different techniques or social support to improve effectiveness. Now, you will learn a lot about evidence-based medicine, but you have to, and that's very important. But also remember that there is little or no strong evidence to guide us in much of what we do. Openness to the healthcare team. We need to respect and appreciate the input from other members of the healthcare team, other physicians, physician assistants, nurses, social workers, and be open to diverse points of view. These diverse points of view combined with critical evaluation helps us formulate the best therapeutic plans for our patients. In my field of diabetes, the efforts of our diabetes nurse educators, dietitians, psychologists, podiatrists, and others are all very critical for our patients to successfully attain their healthcare goals. So I'll give you an example. There was a patient who was recently referred to our center because his insulin therapy wasn't working. In addition to seeing the endocrinologist, the physician, he also saw one of our nurse educators. Now, he had lost vision and was developing many other diabetes complications because of high blood sugars, because his insulin wasn't working. One of our nurse educators took the time to watch him self-inject insulin and discovered that, in fact, he was injecting air, not insulin. So the dose had been increasing and increasing, but nothing was happening. And after being properly taught by the nurse who discovered this, how to properly draw up the insulin and do a proper injection, and given some vision aids, a magnifier for his syringe, he did extremely well. Openness to your patients. Patients are unique individuals, and you can learn from every single one of them. When you truly listen to them with an open mind, you will best be able to help them and help others in the future. So we need to respect the opinions, values, wishes, and cultural and religious beliefs of all our patients. Openness of your mind. Ask questions and be a good listener. This openness can also lead to discovery. You do not have to be a researcher to contribute to the development of better treatments or to contribute to improvements in healthcare delivery. The best doctor is not the one with the highest IQ. The very best doctors, in my view, are the ones who maintain an open mind, are honest, work hard, do not take shortcuts, are curious, and are optimistic not only within themselves, but in the way that they project themselves to the patient. And you as medical students have picked up important information. We all learn from our medical students that we have missed and that others have missed that can lead to better diagnoses and treatments. Also, openness to being wrong. We need to admit and learn from our mistakes and the mistakes of others and take responsibility for our actions. And this is really important. Don't be afraid to ask for help when needed. We all need help at different times. Openness to make sacrifices. The most difficult part of medicine, I believe, is not learning all the material. It's not passing the examinations, but it's always doing what's best for your patients, putting your patients ahead of yourself, and treating each patient as if they were your parent, child, or best friend. That should be your barometer, regardless of how they look or smell. You need to choose the best treatment for the patient regardless of compensation. When you feel rushed, tired, or pressured to attend family or social functions at the end of the day, you need to resist the urge to shortchange the patient. Remember what you would want your doctor to do if you were on that examination table, and take the time and effort needed to do what's right, whether or not it pays or is convenient, and whether or not the patient is rich or poor. Openness of your heart. Maintain your humanity. Never lose your compassion. When you do this, the rewards will be greater than you can possibly imagine, and those rewards will come at unexpected times. Openness to involvement in the medical community. We can all help shape the future of medicine, and your roles can be crucial. We can all play important roles if we become involved and advocate for what we believe is best and what you believe is best and most important for high-quality patient care. The future of healthcare really is in your hands. And openness to the future, particularly openness to your future and your future. Follow your passion. Medicine is diverse. There are many exciting opportunities, and there is no one right field in medicine. Medicine is broad and can accommodate many different talents and many different personalities. Take your time in deciding what field or specialty you want to pursue. Pick your future field by your love for what the job entails, not by current salaries. You should love what you do. When I reflect on my medical school classmates, those of us who followed our passions are just as excited about our careers now as we ever were, if not more so. So I am excited for all of you as you begin this phase of your life and embrace the opportunities that lie ahead. I can honestly say that for me, medicine has been more rewarding than I ever imagined it could be, and I feel extremely privileged to have been given this opportunity. So in closing, with openness to learning, openness to your patients, openness to your healthcare team members, openness to change, openness to discovery, and openness to your communities, I'm confident that you will become successful physicians, fulfilled, and will make yourselves and your families proud. So congratulations, enjoy the journey, and thank you so much for inviting me to give this talk. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lawrence Chin, who's professor and chairman of the Department of Neurosurgery, who will present an introduction to learning communities.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here. I just want to tell you all that I had a great speech prepared, and I left it at home. And I was so busy today in clinic that I did not have time to go home and get it. So Dr. Epling was sitting next to me saying, "What are you doing, writing your speech?" And I was trying to remember all the little things that I was going to say. So yes, I was trying to remember my speech. Now you're thinking, what's going to happen? Is he going off the tracks? This is going to be crazy, right? We should be YouTubing this. This is going to go viral. I trust nothing like that is going to happen. We're under control here. Class of 2018, class of 2019, you guys are the future, and I welcome you to Upstate. The distinguished guests in the front, we're kind of the current, but really we're the past, so enjoy our stay here. Everybody in the audience, the parents, family, you guys are the financially responsible, so don't quit your jobs, at least not your day job. So why do we have learning communities? Well, it really came out of this desire to get the students and the clinicians together. because I think one of the things that happens when you're a starting medical student is that you want to be a doctor, but yet you don't see a lot of doctors early on. And so it's always this, what am I getting myself into? And one of the things that actually happened today, this morning, when I came in the hospital, is I saw Jason, one of the third-year students, who happened to be in my group at dinner with the doc, and he's in Cayuga, and he's one of the student activity, one of the people on the student council for Cayuga, and he was in the elevator, and I knew who he was, and I knew he was interested in vascular surgery, and he knew who I was, and we said hi, and he said he was on his first day of surgery, and I thought, this is something that would never happen without this kind of early interaction. And so I think that's really why we're doing this. We want to introduce you to the practice of medicine by having you be around and experience what the doctors that are practicing are experiencing. So now, why did we think of the Finger Lakes? I don't know actually whose great idea that was. Who? Epling. Oh, geez. Am I going to have to give credit to Dr. Epling? Okay. Dr. Epling of Keyuga came up with this idea. It's a great idea. I mean, it's unbelievable. The Finger Lakes, as you probably know, were created by the glaciers 10,000 years ago, at the end of the Ice Age. And it was about that time that the Native Americans came to North America through the Bering Straits. And they settled the U.S. And in fact, if you look at their patterns, they really came from the West. So, one of the things when I came to Syracuse, and I've lived everywhere, Michigan, California, Boston, having spent a couple winters here, I always thought, well, why did the Native Americans not just all pick up and end up, at the San Fernando Valley or San Francisco Peninsula or someplace warm? Well, they actually came that direction. They came from the West. The Iroquois came from the Midwest and settled at the Finger Lakes. So they actually chose to come here. And the reason, I think in large part, is because of the Finger Lakes. The Finger Lakes are an incredible natural resource. And there's been a great deal of history, the Finger Lakes. So one of the things I'd like all the students to know is one little fact about each of your Finger Lakes. And I'd like to say I did a lot of great research, but quite honestly, I went to Wikipedia, and that's kind of, so. Yeah. So, Canandaigua. Dr. Silverman. It's the chosen place, right? It's the chosen place. Did you know that Canandaigua in 2013 was voted the best drinking water in New York State? That's pretty good. Not bad. That's very good. And is one of the most beautiful Finger Lakes, of course. Cayuga, all right, Cayuga. That's my. Cayuga is the longest Finger Lake. I think I've said that before. It means canoe camping place. But did you know that Cornell has a lake source cooling system? I hadn't known about this. This is amazing. But it actually, because the Finger Lakes are so deep that the waters are very cold at the bottom, and you can actually use the cold water as a heat pump, and they've been able to reduce their cooling requirements for their school by 86% by using the cooling effect of the lake waters of Cayuga. And it's the first such system in the U.S. And I think that's I think pretty good for Cayuga. Seneca is the largest lake, and Dr. Johnson is our physically most imposing chair, carrying on the tradition of the previous one. Seneca contains half the volume of all of the Finger Lakes, half of the water volume. That's pretty good. And the other interesting thing about Seneca is the Seneca guns phenomenon, which is not explained. It's like the UFOs. Nobody knows exactly why there are these mysterious sounds in Seneca. Skaneateles, Dr. Coronas. Long lake, that's what it means, although it's the fourth longest lake, so thinking that Skaneateles is just maybe a little bit delusional. They do supply the drinking water to Syracuse, and it is known as the cleanest water and certainly has the highest property values, so congratulations to Skaneateles. And finally, Keuka. What can I say, Keuka? All the Finger Lakes are long and skinny. Keuka is crooked, known as Lake with an Elbow. But did you know that Keuka is the home of Glenn Curtis? And I'm a big aviation buff. And Glenn Curtis, who is from Hammondsport, was one of the first and foremost aviation pioneers. And in 1910, flew from Albany to New York City. It was the first flight between U.S. cities. And there's a museum, apparently, in Hammondsport. And I think Dr. Epling should take all of his students to the Glenn Curtis Museum, and I will come along as well. So anyhow, I think that what we've really seen in this first year with the learning communities is a tremendous amount of excitement. There's been a lot of pride within each community. There's been a lot of fun interaction. There's been some spirited competition. I'm looking forward to more of that. I think Upstate is a tremendous, vibrant community, and you guys are now part of it. And I really sincerely hope that not only do you find a lot of camaraderie within your lake group, but that promotes the good feelings, and that extends to your entire class. And I'm really looking forward to a great year with all of you. So thank you very much.
Hello again. My name is Haitham Wadi, and I am a second-year medical student here at Upstate. The white coat ceremony. I've been chosen to speak of what it means. I'd like to start off by saying, on this day, all of you here have come together to celebrate a great honor. I, along with everyone else in this room, have come here to witness you, the class of 2019, symbolically joining the noble profession of medicine by putting on your white coats and reciting an oath. In doing so, you'll become part of a tradition that goes back thousands of years, the physicians as a servant of the sick. In many ways, this ceremony serves as a coronation. It is a time of great joy and celebration, and there is just cause to celebrate. The faculty at Upstate, they saw your potential as future physicians, with the hopes that one day you would lead the way for medical care. But just as much as this day is for you, it is also for the people sitting in front of you, for they have been here every step of the way, there to celebrate with you for your triumphs and to help heal the wounds of your failures. The white coat itself, it is the robe of our profession, our badge of honor, our distinction alone. It is also our responsibility. This coat will serve as our uniform in a never-ending battle against disease and decay. Upon putting on the coat, you join a remarkable fraternity of men and women who have spent lifetimes doing the impossible. That is, saving lives against unsurmountable odds. You will be looked at as leaders, and as such, you will slowly begin receiving unsolicited calls from family and friends asking about their rashes, fevers, and headaches. Trust me, this happened to me last year, it's going to happen to you now. You know, that's something I don't understand. I still can't fathom how someone could trust the counsel of a first-year medical student who knows as much about medicine, honestly, as Donald Trump does about politics. Anyways, from this day onwards, you must look and will continue to tirelessly pursue medical knowledge to the best of your ability for the benefit of your patients. The coat serves as your past and your future. It signifies how much you've endured through, how much you have personally sacrificed, and what you have accomplished to get here. It also offers a glimpse into what's in store for you. Hopefully, many rewarding years spent developing sacred bonds, having complete strangers come to you at their most vulnerable moments for the benefits that you provide and providing patient care for them. On this day, I offer my congratulations to the friends, family, and class of 2019. May you always remember this moment, for it marks a great milestone in your path towards becoming physicians. Thank you. Dr. Lynn Clary, Vice President of Student Affairs, will read the names of the first-year medical students.
Is it on? It's green. The class of can you hear me? No. I don't think, can you hear me now? Yeah, all right. Sorry. The class of 2019 will be inducted into the field of medicine and coded according to their learning community. The students in each learning community will be coded by the chair of their learning community and a student advisor from the class of 2018. The students from the Canandaigua learning community will be recognized first. Students will be coded by Dr. Robert Silverman and Dr. Renee Mestad, co-chairs of the community, and Alyssa Olson and Eric Sun, members of the class of 2018. Burks Allen. Stephen Aziz. Michelle Baker. Michael Booth. Sylvia Cardinal. Megan Carey. Mike Chen. Ilana Cook. Michael Danaher. Giovanna DeLuca. Joshua Drake. Danielle Favis. John Fountain. Gerard Gibbons. Cicera Gorthala. Joseph Hartnett. Brian Ibabau. Brian Cook. John McGlynn. Joseph Mora. Marie Murphy. Vin Wynn. Calvin Patton. Samyukta Ravi. Jenny Schreiber. Stephen Sayano. Ryan Tantone. Bidong Tai. George Tavian. Julia Tolan. Thomas Toole. And Catherine Zukowski. Thank you to the Canandaigua community. Cayuga community students will now be coded by Dr. Lawrence Chin, Chair of the Community, and Allison Hall and Matthew Ringer, members of the class of 2018. Marlene Acosta. Jorge Alvarenga Montoya. Fatmata Ba. Taylor Blackburn. Stephanie Bousquet. Brian Cuzzo. Joseph DeTursi. Agachuku Izoke. Alexander Fine. Amanda Jametti. Rohan Giwala. Zachary Harris. Jonathan Hingry. Brian House. Stephanie Lee. Nainita Madurai. Melissa Mahajan. Gary Mana. Joshua Moss. David Neary. Mitchell Gwynn. Shiv Patel. Tyler Pluchino. Elizabeth Presuto. Allison Rosser. Philip Sander. Joshua Center. Michael Sherburne. Jingsho Sun. Alexandra Weston. Jessica Witt. Thank you. And Eric Zabriskie. And another welcome to the Cayuga learning community. Keuka community students will now be coded by Dr. John Epling and Dr. James Greenwald, co-chairs of the community, and Catherine Conway and Tyler Remillard, members of the class of 2018. Elizabeth Aprico. Paul Bailey. Dulce Barrios. Michael Bova. DC Chen. Devin Clegg. Joseph Dorado. Asmal Diallo. Matthew Fanous. Daniel Farrell. Kathleen Fari. Alexandra France. John Frendina. Wendy Grant. Warren Hayashi. Merab Islam. Matthew Kovac. Jonathan Lee. Nicole Lifson. Emily Malavenda. Benjamin Meath. Shalini Nagaraj. Ryan Nightingale. Catherine Patrick. Daniel Panera. Larissa Raymond. Elizabeth Seymour. Sandeep Sikarwar. Isaac Tabul. Tai Truong. Ellen Villaforte. Vincent Wong. And another round of applause for Cuca, please. The Seneca Learning Community students will now be coded by Dr. Gary Johnson and Dr. Gary Johnson, and who's chair of the community, and Hytham Wadey and Alexander Paley, members of the class of 2018. Monique Arvizai Anhalt. Matthew Berra. Akua Bediako. Salvatore Cavallero. Alice Chu. Matthew Cooley. John Devine. Divine. Lisa Ditchek. Sarah Ann Fox. Michael Garone. James Guilford. Michael Grodsky. Jessica Hassan. Simon Hernandez, excuse me. Alex Jacobson. Sophia Loftus. Yeah, thanks. Sarah Marshall. Bradley Middleton. Daniel Wynn. Timothy O'Haron. Martin Peterson. Nicholas Poplo. Kisuk Ra. Angela Rios. Hiram Rivera Pasapera. Kevin Sexton. Carolyn Shank. Kuldeep Singh. Scott Singh. Natalie Wagaman. Matthew Witt. And a last round of applause for the Seneca Learning Community students. Our fifth group of students, those from the Skaneateles Learning Community, will now be coded by Dr. Robert Corona and Dr. Kushal Nanavati, co-chairs of the community, and Diane Kim and Frederick Verone, members of the class of 2018. Fatimatu Ba. Eric Barnett. Alec Blaney. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Alan Blaney, sorry. Julio Chinello. Jamie Cohen. Patrick Curtin. David DiStefano. Rachel Eliah. Eric Gershon. Daniel Hamilton. Joshua Ray Jimenez. Shirley Jin. Daniel Kaufman. Apola Kandu. Kevin Liu. Lauren McNeil. Daniela Marshall. Ryan McGovern. Natalie Morales. Zachary Morton. Duke Gwynn. James Osei Sarpong. Eric Phillips. Mary Pincus. Katie Wrong. Alexander Redloff. Rohan Shah. Philip Schoomer. Anola Stage. Laura Sesniak. Rahul Thandla. And Brendan Verhav. And I guess that was the last applause for the Skinny Atlas community. And if we can just round it off by a big round of applause for everybody.
Well, thank you to all of our coders. Thank you to all of our second-year students. And congratulations to the class of 2019. It's now my honor to present to the class an oath. Now, an oath is something special. An oath is something we promise to ourselves. It's something that we promise in the audience of our family who witness it. It is something that is deeply important and should be heartfelt. And I hope that you'll find this an appropriate pledge. So I'll ask the class of 2019 to rise, please. And please recite with me. As a physician in training, my patients will be my first concern. Okay. Let's start together on this line, okay? I will strengthen myself. That didn't work either, did it? Okay. Let's get on the downbeat over here, okay? I will strengthen myself with the knowledge and compassion to care for them. I will acknowledge my limits, seeking help when needed. I will be gracious to my teachers and colleagues. At all times, I will never see in the patient anything but a fellow creature in need. This oath I take freely upon my honor. Thank you. Please be seated. So that brings our ceremony to a conclusion. I want to congratulate our students. We are really looking forward to working with you and helping you through the next 4 years, watching you grow. You're bound to do wonderful things, and we're delighted that you're with us. I'd like to thank our second-year students for paying it forward. It really counts. And one of the characteristics of a profession is that it takes care of its own, it teaches its own, and so you're walking those footsteps already, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And certainly to the faculty and the staff that put this together, thank you. This was a wonderful ceremony. I appreciate it very much. Okay. And I'd like to invite you all. There will be some refreshments and reception hosted and supported by the medical alumni and the Onondaga County Medical Society. And we will also have complimentary family photos available in the ballroom atrium. So thank you very much.